Okay, welcome everyone to our Levinson Weekly Training Webinar presentation. So first off, I want to thank everyone for taking the time, and like I say every single week, I want to make sure every minute spent with us, you walk away with plenty of nuggets that you can use in your everyday practice, right? And we go from literally a few weeks back, we had our Annuity 101 training platform course launch, which is complimentary to all Levinson agents. And then we literally had this new IUL and UL and permanent product health risk class upgrade with Allianz and Lincoln. We had our banner launch with Insure Me Now Direct, and now here we are with SBLI talking about artificial intelligence underwriting, right? A new platform, new thinking. This is kind of taken over the industry with a few companies, SBLI, one of the first. So it's very exciting. They have a term product, very competitive, that the issue ages are 18 to 50 to $1 million, and that literally runs through this AI platform that I'm going to let Joseph talk more about in just a few minutes. He's our regional VP. He's going to come on live in about 5 to 8 minutes or so. I want to touch on a few hot new items here at Levinson that will help all of our agents. And today we have over 23,000 agents across the U.S. and we realize, right, we have a lot of information. Our website is full of marketing material, brochures, consumer marketing, quoting engines, courses, classes, trainings. I mean, you name it, we have it. But you have to keep in mind, right, we have agents from literally Cedar Rapids, Iowa to Key Largo, right, in Florida. So all types of agents, all types of markets, right, all literally ages, third bedroom agents. We have CFPs, estate planning attorneys, you name it. So we have to literally host these trainings and huddle up weekly and say, okay, how can we hit, right? How can we, if you look at our agent population, how can we take a little bit of something and make sure it's attractive to all agents that they can use in their everyday practice to make more sales and help more families? So it could be very challenging, but that's just the 100 overview. So when you dive into our website and you're seeing all of our marketing material, now you kind of understand the reasoning behind it. I also feel that if you're an agent, and this is key, if you're focused on, the big ticket sales, right? Let's say $140,000 a year IUL case, okay, or the table shave program that turned into a $400,000 a year case. That's wonderful, and that will change your year, okay, and that's great. Kudos to you. But why not have an automated platform, right, running in the background, collecting these new clients for term sales? Because I feel like when we're talking about term insurance, it's a very easy product to sell. Most people know about it. They know enough to be dangerous. And what you're going to find is it's not just, lower to middle America. It's also middle to upper scale people that are interested, white collar, blue collar, all the above. So it's a way to gain a client. It's a way to build your book without you having to do any type of legwork, right? The sales typically are already done for you. So have this link on your website, okay, drive traffic. And oh, by the way, I need a $5 million term, a $500,000 term, whatever it is. Great. Go to BillLevinson.com, click here and everything is at your fingertips. So that's when I think of autopilot marketing, right, and autopilot sales. That's what comes to mind, and that should be attractive to any type of agent. It doesn't matter. Again, third bedroom term agent, fourth bedroom final expense agent, or that large ticket, like I said, IUL case. It should be attractive to every type of agent and segment in the space. So that's why this is interesting today. Artificial intelligence is literally taking over almost every industry as we speak. Okay, it's not going to be 100% there, at least in the near future, but you're going to start to hear more and more about it. So this is very exciting by SBLI. We also have a direct IMO contract, so you're not under 22 different levels or layers when it comes to SBLI. It's you, us, and the carrier, period. So important to know. We're also going to share some new marketing incentives, all the above. Let's jump into the first slide here. What's most important out of everything I just said, all the ranting, is you, is our customer, is our agent. Okay, so when I see these testimonials, which are all fresh every week, that just came in, the top left, Charisma, our case manager, just having you on the Colton's case help solve issues. You are the best, Richard. Thank you so much, right? Because without you all, we are driving a horse in reverse around New York City, right, in 2023, which is something's wrong with that. So we have to make sure our agents are happy. And when you look online, right, you do a search for Levinson and Associates agent reviews, 95% of the time we have 4.5 to 5 stars, 5 stars being perfect. So we're doing something right. And if we're not, right, if there's that small chance we're not, please call me or Carrie directly and we'll do what we can to turn it around and make it a positive experience by working with Levinson. Top right corner, Beth, who handles Insure Me Now Direct. Beth, I made sure I had my glasses clean and on straight because you only deserve tens. You are the best. Thanks for all you do, Linda. And then on the bottom, this is a big one, Daniel. I appreciate Bill's Positive Tuesday quotes. After almost 10 weeks, it sank into my mind that I was not thinking the positive thoughts. Today marks the beginning of the positive thinking, like the little engine. I think I can, Daniel. Okay, so those are the Positive Tuesday quotes I put out on our social media pages, also on our website. Okay, and Positive Tuesday means absolutely nothing. It's just a way that I can get creative. I can share a positive quote, maybe something I learned from one of the books that I'm reading, whatever it is. And most important, it's a way that we show our agents how we are marketing to you, because you should be doing the same thing to your consumers, your bucket, your network. Okay, everybody needs to know one way or another. Hey, that's that crazy Bill Levinson guy again. That's his picture, with the cool haircut, and there's his quotes. Every Tuesday they're coming out. And when the term life insurance comes up, or annuities or investment products, they're going to remember, call Bill Levinson, right? Which, by the way, we're not in retail sales whatsoever, okay? But you should be watching what we do and doing the same thing for your consumers. And that's the reason why I do it. So very, very important. You can call it IUL Thursday. You can call it LTC Monday, whatever it is, but be creative. I always call it scrappy. Okay, get the word out. And if it's working in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, right, why not spread your wings, right, and go over the state line? Now all of a sudden you're working in 7 states, okay, instead of 1. Why not work the whole country? Okay, because if you have the gift to gab, right, you're utilizing social media and you have your own YouTube channel and everybody loves you, and they're learning about why term insurance is important and what's ROP mean and what indexed universal life is, what's the truth behind it, is it a scam, they have to depend on you. And if it works in one area, it works across the entire country. And I know that for a fact because we started as a small mom and pop agency in South Florida. We had about 200-300 agents from Orlando to Key West. Today, there's not a city in the United States where we don't have agents. Okay. And it's because of that mindset, that philosophy. Okay. So you got to think like that. Let's keep moving forward. Sorry for the little rant. This is the risk class upgrade. This is huge. In fact, I've never seen 2 carriers side by side that both are offering the same program. They're going from 1 to 2 classes for your consumer for every application. So if your client gets approved at standard, they will give you preferred or preferred best automatically, even if they qualify for a standard health class. Okay, they're going to get bumped 1 to 2 classes with each carrier, Lincoln and Allianz with Levinson. We are the pilot program for both. Take advantage of this. You talk about the big ticket cases. This is where you're going to land that monster case. This is where you're going to change your year, folks, right here. So you got to think about this on your next permanent IUL quote. Okay, and you can call any one of our marketers and we'll get you set up with Allianz and Lincoln under Levinson, and you'll be off to the races, because you're talking about, with every class upgrade, it's about 10 to 22% of a savings to your client. Do you think that means a lot? Absolutely, especially when you're talking about a lot of premium. Let's keep moving forward. This is our new life and annuity 411. We call it the leader. Okay, this is everything that's new, hot, different, unique, expired, right? With all of our companies, and then with here at our headquarters, our home office at Levinson and Associates, it's all wrapped up in one email, one clickable image. Everything looks like that on your screen. Okay, and we did this because our agent said, hey, we don't want to watch 14 minutes of you guys on video, in the same conference room talking about these updates. We want just something simple, very easy to understand. We need to know if we're bringing up a certain carrier and product, or, hey, it's expired, or it's updated, or they now go to 5 million non-med, whatever it is. Okay, so we answered, and this is the new version. Every other week, you're going to see this in your inbox. Everything that we have going on here is right in this image. Okay, this is also on our LevinsonandAssociates.com website. Very, very simple. Let's keep moving to our feature presentation of the day. We have our regional VP on with us from SBLI. Joseph DeTesso is joining us. He's going to jump into the new AI automated platform and very cool stuff with term insurance. Joe, you there, buddy?
I'm here, Bill. How are you?
Good. Thank you for joining and taking the time.
Thank you. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can. Perfect.
Excellent. All right. Well, first of all, I want to thank Bill and everybody over there for your continued partnership. We could certainly value your support and look forward to this new AU program moving to the end of the year and then into 2024. A little bit just about myself quickly. I'm manager of the brokerage distribution team here at SBLI. I've been with SBLI for a little over 5 years. I'm also your dedicated, as Bill mentioned, your RVP that supports your group. So, feel free to always reach out to me for anything SBLI. And today I'm going to talk about our new accelerated underwriting program. So we'll move right into it. We launched a new accelerated underwriting program on August 14th, which we very creatively called Accelerate. This program is designed to help placement, but really make this term business as transactional and seamless and as painless as possible. We understand that some of these term cases maybe not your biggest sales, so we want to make sure that we lower those administrative duties for you and we get these policies issued as quickly as possible. And with this new program, we believe we've added some features and some capabilities that's going to help you do that. And some of the program benefits are, for all cases that are approved through accelerated underwriting, there will be no exam and no APS required. So we won't request an APS or a exam for any of these cases. These cases will all get a real-time decision. So right at the back end of the interview process or the application process, the client will receive a decision right there and then. And we'll talk more about that and how we're able to do that in a little bit. And that is through our fast automated underwriting engine that Bill had mentioned, which is built into our fulfillment centers. So as that client is going through the application and completing that, everything in the background is being done. Our automated underwriting engine is collecting that data and the big data sources from the MIB, the script check, all those other reports. And as that client is completing that application, it's making a decision and coming to a conclusion to make that real-time decision at the very tail end of that interview. We've also introduced new highly competitive rates, and we'll go through a heat map with some of those target markets. We've brought in our target market as well. So if you're familiar with SBLI, we had a very niche market before. Now we are much more competitive and a lot more sales. So you should see us at the top of the spreadsheet much more often. And we also have automated case management, right? So when we get a new case, we have advanced communications that can help you and your case managers stay up to date on each and every pending case, where it stands, what requirements are needed, and then finally, when it gets issued and paid. And then in addition to that, we have communications that can help you keep track of your in-force business, as well as notifications on our e-delivery program, which is a program in which the client gets their policy package emailed to them directly, and they can complete their delivery requirements and pay their initial premium online. So we also have notifications to help you stay in the loop of where that client is along that process. And then finally, we've instituted all these capabilities and functionalities to help achieve a higher placement, right? When you look at your carriers, you're looking at the carriers that you're most likely going to be able to place the case. And so with this new process, we believe we've created a program that will do that. And just to take a little step back, with this new process, we offer a real-time decision. So the client either gets approved, they get referred to underwriting, or they're going to need a lab, or we're going to request medicals. If the client is not approved for accelerated underwriting, they will be pivoted to traditional underwriting when necessary. So if you've been familiar or submitted business to SBLI in the past, we've had a guaranteed process, and it was lower face amounts, but we guaranteed it no matter what. With this new process, we are reserving the right to pivot the client to traditional underwriting, but we feel like, again, that's going to help us achieve higher placement, because now we no longer have to just straight out decline a client. We can ask for those medicals and get some further information on each client to help approve those clients. And this has also helped us be much more competitive from a pricing standpoint. And so the real-time decision, as I mentioned, they will get approved right there and then at the back end of the interview. So as applied or better, they could potentially be pivoted to traditional underwriting, and we would request a lab and an exam. And then the last decision is what we call refer to underwriting. So that could be one of two things. That could potentially be a decline, which we don't want to be communicating that with the client. We feel like that's more so on the agent's responsibility to be able to communicate that with the client. But refer to underwriting could also be that maybe this is a business-owned case or a trust-owned case. We may need further information, non-medical information. So that would also be the reason why the client might get a refer to underwriting decision. So this is the process. The new process starts just like the old process, in which you drop a ticket. So you can drop a ticket using iPipeline, IXN, or applicant. Within 24 hours, the client will get a phone call. They'll complete their phone interview. During that phone interview, again, we're collecting all the data. Our underwriting tool is able to make decisions right there and then. So by the time they finish the application with the fulfillment center, the representative from the fulfillment center is able to give that client a real-time decision, or pivot that client to traditional underwriting and request a paramed. And then at the very end, once the policy is issued, we do have that ability, as I mentioned before, to e-deliver that policy directly to the client. So they would get a link to complete their delivery requirements and pay their initial premium online. And all these cases still are eligible for our upsell program, which, if you're not familiar, it basically, our underwriters will determine on each and every client, based on their overall coverage they have in force and their net income, if maybe they're underinsured and they might be eligible for additional coverage with no additional underwriting. So at that point, our underwriters would give then an upsell letter offer that they could elect for additional coverage, again, with no additional underwriting, and that additional coverage is obviously commissionable as well. So that's a win-win for everybody. So to just take a little bit deeper dive into our real-time decision process and what it consists of. So as I mentioned, the agent drops the ticket. Within 24 hours, the client gets the phone call. Once the interview is initiated, there is a HIPAA form, right, that they sign. So as they're completing that application, we are running the RX, we are running the MVR, the LexisNexis, the MIB, the lab pick. All this is being done in the background. So by the time the client finishes the application, the fulfillment center will know if they're approved, again, which is going to be approved as applied or better. If not, we will pivot them to traditional underwriting. The fulfillment center will schedule right there and then a paramed. So that's all done in one session. Or we could refer the client to underwriting, which again could possibly be a decline. It could also be that we need to collect some non-medical information. And the program itself, the eligibility of the program are ages 18 to 50, face amount of 1 million or less, and it is for all risk classes up to table 2. And the products available, which I'll go through, are all of our level term products and our Flex Whole Life product. And our Flex Whole Life product is a participating whole life product. And I do like to mention that because the client does have the ability to receive dividends because SBLI is a mutual company. We're not a public company, so we don't have some of those short-term market demands that some other carriers have. We keep our policyholders at the forefront of everything we do. So we try to keep our policy fees low and try to keep their long-term interests as policyholders at the forefront of what we do here. So along with the new program, as I mentioned, it gave us the ability to be much more competitive from a pricing standpoint in the term space. So we'll go through just quickly a couple of heat maps and where we're kind of ranked right now. So you can see all the way on the left-hand side, we are in the top 5 for a 30-year term. And this is looking specifically at ages 20 to 50, male and female, 100, 250, 500, 750, a million, and 2 million. So this is looking at all those face amounts, and we are in the top 5 almost 90% of the time. And then in the deeper green, you can see almost about 70% of the time we're ranked number 1. So we've made significant strides from a pricing standpoint to be more competitive and to be a better solution for your clients. And then this is the last kind of heat map. We're looking at a 30-year term for a male. Again, the face amounts are 100, 250, 500, 750, and a million. And you can see we're ranked number 1 in all these cells. We are specifically right now with the interest rates, we've decided to be a little bit more competitive and well, I would say the most competitive on our 30-year term. So that's where you'll see us shine the most right now. And these heat maps are also marketing materials that you can find from our brokerage microsite, which I'll tell you how to get there later on. I just wanted to give a little brief summary on our term products. Very straightforward. We have a 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30-year level term. All these term products are convertible to our, for the full level term or age 70, whichever comes earlier, and they are convertible to a whole life product or a universal life product. And there are a number of different riders that are excellent to add to this. Specifically, we do have a child's rider. That's an optional rider. You can add $25,000 of coverage on all eligible children or adopted children in the household. We also have an accelerated death benefit rider that's built in at no premium charge and a waiver of premium as well. Specifically, too, just before I move on, we have no monthly modal factor currently. You'll see the monthly modal factor is 0.8333. That's essentially 1/12 of the annual premium. So I know in life insurance, most carriers charge monthly is the most expensive way to quote a client. For us, it's going to be roughly the annual premium. So it's actually the most affordable modal factor that we have. And then from a whole life standpoint, again, whole life is also eligible for accelerated underwriting. 18 to 50 up to $1 million, all risk classes. And it is a participating whole life product, so it does have dividends that's built into it. And when you see a ledger, there would not only be a guaranteed side, but like a UL, a non-guaranteed side that you'll see the projected dividends for each year. And you can do things with the dividends. You can accumulate as cash. You can use them for paid up additions to infuse that policy with extra death benefit and extra cash value. There's a number of different things the client can do with the dividends, and there's a number of different advantages that the client has, you know, having a participating whole life product and working with a mutual company. So just a little bit more about the product. We have a continuous pay, a 10, 15, 20 pay, a paid up at age 65, and then we have a very competitive single premium whole life product. Some of these limited pays, or all of these limited pays, especially the single, 10, 15, and 20, we are especially competitive, and where we're seeing a lot of increase in business are actually for juveniles. It seems to be a great solution to help younger clients build up cash value with a very secure product. And I know there aren't a whole lot of whole life options for that demographic. And so lastly, there are some great riders for this product I wanted to mention. We have the accelerated death benefit rider, the child's rider, which is similar to the term product. And then lastly, there's a guaranteed purchase option rider, which I really love because it provides the client with some flexibility with a whole life product that normally wouldn't be considered, you know, a very flexible product. And what that rider does at issue, it assigns that client 6 different election dates that they can choose to increase their face amount up to the base face amount or 100,000. So over 6 different times during that policy lifetime, they can possibly increase their face amount over up to 600,000. And what's great about this rider is there's also triggering events. So if the client buys a home, adopts or has a child, or gets married, they can use any of those triggering dates to increase their coverage, again, up to the base face amount or 100,000. And we just wanted to kind of go overview as well as we always used to before in our other accelerated underwriting product, to give you an idea what the ideal client looks like, what the ideal target profile is for this product. And again, the general guidelines are ages 18 to 50, 100K to $1 million, and anybody for term or whole life. We are looking for applicants that don't have any major medical conditions. I'm going to show you, and we have on our underwriting guide, a list of acceptable medical conditions that may go straight through accelerated underwriting, conditions that may need an exam, and then unacceptable conditions. So we do have a guide to help you pre-screen clients to understand if they would be a good fit for this program. And then we're looking for a BMI of 38 or less. I would just refer to the build chart and underwriting guide for that. And then again, no major medical conditions. And to drill down a little bit more, we're looking for no history of bankruptcy within the last 5 years, no DUIs, reckless driving within 5 years. They haven't been declined with other carriers. And we're looking for U.S. citizens as well, or a permanent resident with no travel to hazardous locations. So these are some very basic pre-screening questions. If they have any of these, it probably wouldn't be a good fit. And again, these are all questions that we not only have on our underwriting guide, but we do have one-pagers with checklists that you can use to pre-screen clients and ask these questions as well. So as I mentioned, in our underwriting guide and some checklist pieces that we have, some marketing materials, we've provided some conditions that will likely go through straight through our accelerated underwriting process and engine. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can see it's a lot of those mild chronic impairments, sleep apnea, hypertension, things along those lines, even marijuana use up to a certain extent. So there are a lot of different mild chronic impairments. As long as they're being treated and under control, they're absolutely acceptable and will likely go through our accelerated underwriting program. We also have some medical conditions that would likely prompt the need for an exam. And we have this, again, to help you set expectations with the client. So I know with some of these accelerated underwriting programs, it's always a problem because you don't really know what to expect. You don't know how to advise the client if they're going to need an exam or not. We're trying to help you with that by providing some of these medical conditions to help pre-screen clients and set expectations with them. And then lastly, we have a list of impairments that would likely not be a good fit for the program. I'm not going to go through these, but again, we haven't. These are all on our marketing pieces and our underwriting guide as well. So these are some things to look at and ask your clients when you're doing your field underwriting. And then lastly, from an underwriting standpoint, anyways, obviously, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. We do have a quick quote or an underwriting hotline that you can either email quickquote@sbli.com, or we can get an underwriter on the line. If you have a client that has a number of different conditions, more than happy to kind of walk through that and see if they would be a good fit. And there are, as I've mentioned a few times now, we do have some updated marketing materials along with this accelerated underwriting program that helps you identify that ideal customer profile. We have a one-pager on that ideal target market or profile. We have a checklist that helps you pre-screen those clients. And then we also have some sweet spots that are those medical conditions that would likely go straight through accelerated underwriting, some of those mild chronic impairments that I mentioned earlier. And so all these pieces can be found on our SBLIbrokerage.com microsite. You can go there right now. There's no password, username or password required. It's a comprehensive website that supports our term, whole life, and our Legacy Shield products. So you can find information on our term, whole life products, our accelerated underwriting program. And then lastly, every month we come out with a new sales idea, whether it's mortgage protection, laddering, whatever the new concept is. We're always posting every month sales sheets, social media content that you can plug and play and use in LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter or I think it's called the X now, I'm not sure. Whatever social media platform you use, we have some images, blurbs, hashtags that you can use. And we also have customizable and plug and play emails that you can send to a distribution list. So there's some really great material here. As I mentioned, we come out with new material every month. So we have a huge inventory of different sales concepts that you can use and to prospect to your clients. And here are some of them that I just mentioned. These are, again, a full range of sales idea to help you grow your business. We have the laddering concept. We're looking at millennials, helping overcome that cost objection. There's a number of different things just to keep it fresh, keep new things in front of your clients to help them understand the value of life insurance and help, help protect those types of clients. And so lastly, I kind of went through that pretty quickly. That was basically our accelerated underwriting program in a nutshell. And so it looks like we have plenty of time for questions. I'm more than happy to answer any questions now. Feel free to reach out to me moving forward. I'm more than happy to hop on a phone call with anybody. And that's basically it.
Yeah, no, that was great. What we did, we have hundreds of agents on, so we have a lot of questions that came in that Andrew's he's answering right now in real time. And then what we'll do is pull you back in, Joe, for any questions that we need some help with. And once the agent, and I'll just put this out there, we're going to include a licensing contract in our thank you email that you will have tonight. All attendees will receive this email. And once you have the email, you're set up, you're active with Levinson and SBLI. And then all those marketing resources, in fact, Joe and his team are available to you for any support, or we can set up a conference call, whatever is needed. We're here to help you. So just keep that in the back of your mind. What I want to do next, Joe, first off, great job too. I want to mention, thank you for taking the time, of course. This was great. I learned a lot. And then what I want to do now is shift gears for a second. I want to share the contracting, some info on that side, and then some of the sales contests and some new marketing that we have and platforms that you can leverage literally this afternoon. So real fast, in that thank you email on the left side, it'll say to get started. And it'll look just like that, or you can go to our website and follow those yellow arrows. Either way, even if you're already set up with SBLI, we can set you up under Levinson as long as you haven't written business in 6 months, or obviously we'll need a release. And then you have access to our entire turnkey platform, lead system, CRM tool, Ringy, everything else that we offer. On the right side, that is where we have all of the SBLI branded marketing material, consumer approved material, and then of course the iGo e-app and everything else that is needed to sign up consumers. Let's keep moving forward. And also what I want to mention is on this webinar in about 10, 15 minutes, we're going to have a sales contest. So I'm going to ask a question. Whoever answers first and correctly wins a set of Apple AirPods in our IUL prospecting book, and I'll announce your name at the end. Okay, so make sure that you're on until the end. Like I said, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. We're going to get everyone out a little early, but make sure you're on until the end, and hopefully you are writing some notes down and you answer my question first and correctly, because you will be the winner on today's webinar. Okay, let's shift gears for a second. So this is our big game changer for 2023 and moving forward, right? It's like, you look at back pre-COVID, right? The agents that were still selling face-to-face, at a kitchen table at 7 p.m., or you fast forward to 2023, right? And in the future, and for the smaller term cases, smaller critical illness, disability, final expense, you now can send out a link. Or you have a client on the phone, maybe a lead, and you say, oh, by the way, did you see my website, Insure Me Now Direct /Billy Levinson? Okay. You can walk them through where to get a quote for all of these products in front of you. Okay. If you're in front of them, you turn your laptop around, right? Or, like I said, via smartphone, no problem. Or email a link, or they can click on your website at 2 or 3 a.m. while you're sleeping, you the agent. You're still agent of record. You still receive full commissions plus renewals. The reason why I'm bringing this up again, Insure Me Now Direct, is because we are constantly adding more and more carriers and products. Our latest addition on the left-hand side, Legal in General, Banner Life Insurance Company. Okay, they are the largest term insurance company in the world. I know you've all heard of them. They are now on Insure Me Now Direct, which means up to $2 million, up to age 60, instant decision. Okay, 100% direct to consumer. If the client comes in standard or better with no red flags. Very simple. And think about this, even if, let's say, one of your consumers lands on your website and they need $5 million, right, of 30 or 40-year term, whatever it is, obviously that falls out of the instant decision process. It's okay. Why? Because you still signed up a client while you were sleeping, okay? And then they're going to get an email notification with you, both of you will, the agent and consumer, saying, hey, we need a blood urine specimen because it's $5 million. Either way, the carrier is doing all of the work for you. You're kept in the loop. Hopefully the consumer gets approved, policy comes, right? Either e-delivery or a physical policy, and you are done. You just got paid full commission plus renewals on most of these products. So this is simple stuff now. Like in the past, it was one carrier, we had a decreasing term product. Okay, I get it. Now look at the big companies on our platform. Okay, this is a game changer. When you see Banner and Insure Me Now Direct, it's like, oh my gosh, now I got to get involved. We're seeing agents from all over the country that are coming over now saying, oh my gosh, I got to get my website set up, and it's free and there's no commission reduction. So it's a no brainer. Okay. Now is the time. Also a surety. Let's move over one column. Same exact process on Insure Me Now Direct. Now think about this for a second. Let's start from the top. Instant decision term up to 1 million. Okay. Just below that, instant decision DI up to 4,000 a month benefit. Instant decision critical illness up to 75,000 lump sum. Just under that, instant decision, in fact, guaranteed issue, AD&D, accidental death benefit to 350,000. And guess what? The best part, all four of those products, you can attach the return of premium rider option. Okay, that means free CI, DI, term, accidental death. Okay, think about this. You have a consumer, they can't get insurance. Okay, their health is horrible. They cannot get approved for an insurance policy. Sell them this accidental death policy, right? Takes literally less than 10 minutes. It's guaranteed issue, 350,000 by age 70. If they're still alive, hopefully they are, they get all their money back. Who's going to say no to that? Right? And you just turn nothing into something and got a new commission. It's a no-brainer. Okay, this is all on Insure Me Now Direct. And everything I just mentioned there in the first two columns come with a free scholarship 1 year for any blood relative. Okay, and that's self-enroll for the client through your Insure Me Now Direct site. Okay, so these are game changers for our industry. You're going to see a PR release about this with Banner and Levinson teaming up for Insure Me Now Direct. Okay, we have a podcast episode I just launched with the person that runs the entire country for Legal in General, Banner Life. It was an amazing interview, and we talk all about the new way to sell term life insurance by leveraging Insure Me Now Direct. So there's some great stuff. You're going to see Insurance Newsnet Magazine, November edition. We have the entire inside front cover article just talking about the program. You got to get involved with this because it's never been easier. Okay, let's keep moving forward here. Shift gears again because I want to go to Sagicor. Let's go back one slide, Andrew, just real fast. So Sagicor is in the middle there, and this is a instant decision platform, but a little different where there's some agent involvement, but it's IUL up to $1 million, and there's some living benefits as well. Let's move over one more level there to the right. Mutual of Omaha, instant decision, real-time, final expense up to 50,000, issuable to age 85, and then GTL all the way over to the right-hand side up to $1 million. Now, let's move over again back to Banner and Assurity, back to the left side. Now get ready for this. We have our newest carrier on Insure Me Now Direct that we are launching this year. Okay, so we're a couple months away. You ready for this? Our first true final expense product on the platform. Very competitive premium commissions. We're going to have 10 products from this carrier, including final expense, first time ever, all on Insure Me Now Direct. So it's a dream come true. Okay, this is big stuff. Let's keep moving forward. And by the way, and I said it probably 3 times, you don't pay for this. You don't take a 20% haircut on commissions just to have the program. No, it just gives you another angle, another way to drive traffic back to your home base, right? At the end of the day, it's about selling more policies, helping more families, and this is just another way to achieve that. Okay, let's keep moving forward. All right, so what we did is the $10 million question that comes up all the time, and the $20 million answer is, how do I drive traffic? Okay, so before we get into that, what I want to do is show you the Insure Me Now Direct advantage over the competitors. So if we can go to that chart, the next slide there, Andrew. This is a clear-cut picture on what we have at Levinson. It's exclusive because I built it and our team here. Okay, credit where credit is due. Left-hand side, check this out. Okay, these are all of our bullets. Insure Me Now Direct. Okay, look at the little check mark, and then look at our competitors. Okay, look at all the X's in the boxes. Okay, now you can see nothing comes close. The reason why, there is not another multi-carrier, multi-product, 100% direct-to-consumer platform where you, the agent, are agent of record. Okay, what they did is tried to build these platforms and go direct to your consumer. Okay, they're fishing in the same bucket. Okay, and then that didn't work so well, so they said, oh, we're going to open this up to agents too, and if you bring us a consumer, we'll pay you a referral fee. Okay, you're not agent of record, they are. Well, guess what? That same consumer is being called from a call center. They're cross-selling your client with other products. They're the agent on, they're getting the commission on. Okay, so that's ludicrous. Okay, number one. Number two, you have some other carriers like Nationwide on the direct side. Okay, look at their premium. Okay, they're selling products from carrier direct to consumer, no agent involvement. You don't get paid a referral fee or a commission, which is crazy. And then there's, well, I don't even want to mention any more names, but look at on the top of the chart on the right hand side, Banner and Assurity. Look at those premiums. Okay, this is a win-win across the board. It's the only platform even close. And like I said, it's proprietary with Levinson. We built it, we own it, and you as a GA or agent should be running with this. In fact, we just teamed up with a huge P&C agency that has almost 300 locations now and growing. And I'm going to show you what platform that they're using. And in fact, we're setting up as we speak. Let's go to the next slide, Andrew, real fast. I know I'm ranting again, but I think this stuff is so important and we all can learn from this. So this is the left-hand side. So going back to my $20 million question, right? The agents say, Bill, I love Insure Me Now Direct. Everything looks great. You got the best companies, products. Fine, I'm up and running. How do I drive traffic? Okay. Now, the answer is, number one, you should be marketing this to your network, to your book of business, friends, family. Like I said earlier, everybody needs to know you're the go-to, you're the guru, okay? Think of all your social media pages, your YouTube channel, obviously your website, maybe some paid Facebook ads, all pointing back to your Insure Me Now Direct site, because the more traffic, the more policies sold, just like Amazon, right? Okay. So what we did on the left side is we came up with this revenue accelerator program. And this is so cool. Okay. Like I said, we're setting this up for this big P&C organization right now. So think about this. They have literally hundreds of thousands of clients they've sold P&C policies to in the past. So what this campaign or platform, call it whatever you want, what this does, it's first there's a voice script, okay, where you have like a CSR rep or an admin assistant, just give an overview and just tell the consumer, oh, by the way, let's call it Bill's P&C shop. Okay, oh, I see you bought your home insurance with Bill's P&C shop 2.5 years ago. By the way, we have a new life insurance website, call it department, that's up and running. You can go on our site, run a quote, apply online at any time that's convenient for you. You don't even have to talk to anyone if you don't want to. Okay, and here's our new website. Okay, and call it Bill's P&C Life Department. You know, call it whatever you want. We customize it, your logo, your name. And then we have a series of e-blasts that go out to that same consumer. The first one talks about why term insurance is so important, right? And then 2 weeks later, we talk about critical illness and what the statistics are and how important it is to have coverage if you have a heart attack, cancer, stroke. And then we do the same thing for disability. We do the same thing for accidental death, and the list goes on and on and on. And then towards the end, we talk about burial, final expense insurance, and how important that is. Okay. And then by the time we go through, it's like 3 months in. Hopefully, by that time, you got at least one sale on your platform, because every drip that goes out is pointing that consumer back to your Insure Me Now direct site. So you're hitting them with a phone call, you're hitting them with an email, you're hitting them with a postcard mailer, all introducing the same new turnkey life insurance and supplemental product storefront, okay? Which is yours, your colors, your logo, your picture. So it's almost think of like a Publix or a supermarket, right? And then they have the cold cut section, or where they make sandwiches. This is like the new life department for you. Turnkey startup, complimentary, and then Revenue Accelerator introduces all of the products to your existing consumers, okay? And it's all built for you. It's free. And then the right-hand side is Revenue Booster, very similar, okay, but focused primarily on P&C. So very cool. Think of health insurance agencies, associations, okay, members of any group. This is a no-brainer, and everything comes with that free scholarship for the icing on the cake. Let's keep moving forward here. This is a quick example. If you want to take a look, there we go. Revenue Accelerator. This is where you can see all of the drips, the postcard, the voice scripts. Everything is available to you, like I said, at no charge. And then let's talk about our contest real fast. So once you're active, once you're set up with Levinson, and you write your first application through Insure Me Now, and it could be with a surety or banner, okay? You ready for this? All the products, bottom left-hand side. Write your first application, $100 plus orphan leads, and you ready? Policy number 2, $250. This is September, banner or surety. Write your first application, you're in. Let's keep moving forward. What I want to do next is show you the new lead programs, follow-up systems. Once your consumer is in, we call it like your pipeline, okay? You want to hit them from every single angle to talk about cross-selling, new products, new concepts, strategies. That's where you're going to use Agency Automator on the bottom, okay? Primarily for e-blasts. And then Ringy is great for text messaging, e-blasts, and an automated follow-up phone call. Okay, that is a game changer. So if you have a big consumer base between these two tools, you're going to keep your name in front of these people. Literally, my suggestion is at least once a week, okay, until they buy again, and then they're put back into the pipeline as a new consumer or customer, which is going to trigger a different campaign. On the top there, the social media Facebook leads, that is the hottest lead program out today. In fact, it's the hottest program I've ever seen. So we have up to $1 million no exam life leads, and then we have the final expense side as well. You get about a 15% discount by working with Levinson, just based on volume. You're basically riding all of our agents' coattails and leveraging that same discount. Let's keep moving forward. So I'm almost done. I want to talk about some marketing ideas for Facebook. I want to talk about some marketing ideas for e-blasts. We have an SEO platform. We have it's called AdWorks or SureWorks, where if anyone in your network goes online, they look at ESPN. I want to look at the latest Miami Dolphins score and see if they won. Right, your name and your little ad, almost like a business card, is going to pop up on the screen. And it's going to show that guru, Bill Levinson, the life and annuity guy. There he is again. I wonder how they knew I was on ESPN. So we have so many different programs that work like that you can leverage, and the stuff is already built for you. So these are a few examples real fast. Why indexed UL might be the new 401k. Okay, and then bottom left corner, these are all meant to open doors on Facebook, on social media, just to give you new ideas, okay? And I always say, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, you just change a few spokes, right? Add your phone number, your picture, your logo, It's all about driving traffic. Let's go to the next slide here. We're almost done, by the way. I know it's 2 minutes before 4 p.m. Eastern. So this is one of our competitors, and let's focus on the top left side. So simple, right? And I think the bottom line here is just keeping your name out there, right? And it's maybe giving some example quotes. It's just, how can I get likes in a comment? Because every comment you should be reading. Social media. So again, just a few more examples. We'll include all of this in the thank you email. Next up is our podcast. This has to do with our banner launch with Insure Me Now Direct. And I spoke about this earlier. I sat down with Farron Blanc, who runs Banner Life for the United States of America, the most successful term insurance company, period. And we talk all about why this is the new way to sell term life insurance for agents across this country. It is an amazing interview. We'll include this again in the thank you email, but you can learn a lot from this podcast episode number 46. I can promise you that. And again, this is free. It's on our YouTube channel. But just, if you're doing your morning yoga, your walk around the block after you ate a big meal, throw your headphones in. Hopefully it's the Apple AirPods you're going to win right now, and learn. If you pick up a nugget or two, it was a win. Time well spent. Next slide is Andrew. If we can move to the next slide, that would be great. Just give us 1 second here. If you want to write down the date, 9/21, September 21st. Issue here. Just give us 1 second.
Bill, can you hear me?
Yes.
We're having a little technical difficulties with the GoToWebinar software. It looks like there's a slight issue with connectivity.
Yep, we're reestablished. We're good now. I just saw the little note. I apologize. So real fast, I was talking about the upcoming trainings. Banner Life is the hard launch next Thursday. And then just under that, we have the country's top selling hybrid life and long-term care product on the 28th. And then this is I would say the second biggest one on the bottom. Our free CE webinar is back. Nationwide Part 2. We're talking all about healthcare costs and retirement planning. This is a big one because, again, free CE for all Levinson active agents. That's on October 26th, Part 2. And then if you're local in South Florida, we have our live SILAC annuity training event. It's a breakfast training, 9 to about 11:30 a.m. Definitely make sure you're registered. We have about 4 spots left. We hope to see you there. Like I said, if you're in South Florida, let us know. We'll include that in the thank you email. Left-hand side is our free brand new Annuity 101 training course. And again, complimentary to all Levinson agents. It's A to Z annuity sales course built for you, especially if you've never sold an annuity before. Last slide, question of the day. My Positive Tuesday quote. If we can go to there we go. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to literally be finished in 20 seconds. I'm going to discuss my quote, and then on the right side, we're going to see the question of the day. So just sit tight with me. The quote, never fear failure. Social media, YouTube, get the word out. If you don't know enough to be dangerous, okay, you can get a niece, a nephew, a cousin, an admin, whatever. There's enough resources around to help you, and we're here to help you, okay? You got to think big. You don't want to be stuck in the same place, especially in this industry. You got to constantly look forward, be proactive, right, and take chances, take risk. That's what it's all about. No risk, no reward. We know how that works. Question of the day. Whoever answers first wins. Get your little fingers on the keyboard and get ready to answer correctly. You got to be fast. The question is, We just went over the SBLI, new AI underwriting platform term product, okay? You tell me, what are the issue ages and what's the max face amount to fall into that instant decision underwriting platform? Tell me the max face amount and the issue ages to fall into the new instant underwriting platform. Whoever gets it right walks away with Apple AirPods so you can start listening to the podcast number 46 with Farron. Okay, it's going to be your first stop. And then, of course, we'll include that in the thank you email. Andrew, who was first and who was correct?
Okay, first correct answer is Bryce B. Bryce B.
Bryce, congrats. Issue ages 20 to 50, up to $1 million. I hope this was time well spent. I apologize for our technical difficulties on the GoToWebinar software. But once again, we will see you next week. Keep your eyes peeled for the thank you email. Thanks again, everyone, for taking the time. And thank you, SBLI. Great selling. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Thanks again, everyone.